And welcome to another series of Let's Play. I'm your host, the RPG Guy, and we're going to be playing PC Building Simulator. That's right. For my love for simulation games, alongside JRPGs and RPGs in general, I saw this and I had to do it. I did a few episodes, and then a big update came out that made it much more visually, appealing. A lot of changes were made, a lot of graphic changes and bug fixes and stuff. So I was only a handful of episodes into it originally, and I said, "Oh, I may as well start over and take a crack at it with this kind of stuff and work our way through." So the point of the game is to really just repair, build PCs for customers and even for yourself when you get to the point. This is our facility; it's upgradable, and maybe when we hit a really high level, we might switch over to a DLC workplace, but I figure we'll just start in the basic facility. Yeah, let's get going with it. So So this is our calendar. We have nothing on our calendar. Let's take a look here at our computer, and we've got welcome to your new PC shop. Hey, thanks for taking over the PC shop for me. Sorry it's not in a better state. A few things. The company isn't doing very well, and there's no money in the bank account. Great. The rent and energy bills come out monthly, so make sure you have enough money for them. I had a job on the go, which should help with the rent. See the email below. Remember to use your thermal paste when putting in a CPU. I almost always forget, and this PC's overheat. So if you think you're all set up, it's your company now, so run it how you see fit. I hope you do better than I did. Lots of love, Uncle Tim. I had to borrow $15 for fuel. You know how it is. What a dick. Alright, so we have one job. Hi, Tim. I hope you can help me. My computer has been running slower than usual. I might have clicked on something bad. Or something I shouldn't have. Do I have a virus? Thanks, Gary. Labor $100. Alright, so we'll go to the PC, which is over here in the hallway. Before the update, they used to be all the way over here. But now they're much more reasonably closer. So here we go. Really quick, we're going to need to plug in that bad boy. We're going to need to also plug in each of these cables at our facility here. Boop, broop, broop, and broop. Let's power this guy up. And I'm going to skip the tutorials because I mostly know how to do this. This is not a hard. The game gets much more intricate the further in that you get. So just saying, not a big deal. The other thing, too, is just as a rule of thumb, and it's a good habit to get into, even though it's not necessary this early, but it's really good to start running and using 3D Mark Advance when you put in new hardware. You don't necessarily need to do it when you put in antiviral stuff, like if you're just doing a virus scan, but it's good to run 3D Mark, especially when jobs or people request that you do. The other thing is it's faster to power off the computer and boot it back up than it is to let it auto restart. If you were doing this in the real world, you would not do it this way, from what I've been told. Because I have a friend who repairs computers for a living, and I told him I was doing this, and he watched some people talk about the game and some play, and he's like, yeah, you don't just power off the computer. Anyway, so there we go, and we're gonna we removed the program because you never want to leave leftover programs around. Customers look at you going, "What did you put on my machine?" And we're done. So now we put it back in the hallway and we collect our reward. My goodness, this job can't be that hard. Brr. Now the other thing is this game actually does keep track of your electricity expenses as well as your well, no, just literally your electricity expenses. And I fiddled around with an idea of working in the dark, and it's not that useful. I don't think you save that much money. All right, so we're gonna end our day, but you do save a good amount of money by turning your lights off every day, and turning off your PCs when you're not working with them. So we're booting up our computer, and we're gonna look at new jobs. So let's take a look here. These can't be that bad. I wanted to say thank you for fixing my PC. It's booting faster than it has in years. I didn't realize your uncle had gone away. Looks like the business is in good hands. Thanks again, Gary. Yes, it is. Can you have a look at my PC, please? It isn't running well as it did when I first bought it, and I've probably not been taking the best care of it. It looks dirty. Can you give it a once-over, please? If you can, I'll bring it around tonight, ready for you in the morning. Thanks, pr0n. Remove viruses and clean out dust. That's not a problem. Broken graphics card. My graphics card has fried itself, and I need it to be replaced with the same one, please. An NVIDIA GTX 970, maybe one of those Sheen ones. I could drop it around first thing tomorrow morning. We accept that. Now, it's coming tomorrow, so let's go ahead and get into our shop, which we're going to be relying on for 99% of what we are going to do with many repair jobs. Let's go into Vigicards, and we need a Sheen. Did I spell it wrong? Whatever, let's just put GTX 970. There it is. SHEAN. And we look at the budget. So this is how much we're going to get paid for the job. This is how much we have to spend. My suggestion is whenever you have extra money to spend in a budget, always spend it. This doesn't sound like a big deal now, and it's not. It's just a strategy. But it's not a big deal now. However, it is an important thing worth doing. But this is going to cost the maximum cost here of that. So, all right, let's move on. Hello, I need some more space to back up my files. Can you install a 500 gigabyte hard drive, please? I'll bring it around first thing in the morning. Install Martoni Easy Store 500. That's fine. Go to storage. It's a very specific brand. So these are the Martoni's store right here. And keep in mind, when this game first came out, all the Sheen and all the made-up companies, like Sheen and Martoni, I believe are made-up companies, they were just clear. They had no effects in the picture. It was just like a square little hard drive with no imagery. So I really love the graphical upgrade that they've done. So now we have to figure out our delivery for the two items that we're getting. We could have 3 to 5 working days, which it makes it everything cheap, but I don't believe we'll ever use the 3 to 5 working days unless we're hurting for cash. We'll always use either next day or same day. So we'll go ahead and drop the $30 on next day delivery, and that means it's all going to show up tomorrow. There is nothing for us to work on today, so there's no reason for us to worry. We also broke the budget, obviously, but we get a $1,000 leeway. So let's go ahead and turn everything off. I know this first couple of days seems pretty fast, bruh. Alright, so so these are the boxes of our stuff here, and these are the 3 rigs. Now, there is something I'm going to do. It's something I kind of fiddled with, and it actually works really well, at least in my opinion, is this. We're going to pull out our work computer. I know that seems weird, doesn't it? We're going to put this guy up here for a moment. And what we're going to do is we're going to clean this PC out first. You know, kind of get this going. You can see we're taking the screws out. Oh, dear God, what has science done? Well, not science. What has dirtiness done? So you can hear me blowing out the case here. You can kind of see it start to fade away. And we just kind of keep doing this and we keep doing it in different areas of the computer until we actually clean it. Need to get it completely dust-free for the most part, because that's really relevant. Okay, clean out dust, complete. The game is actually very generous to tell us this stuff, because later on, you're going to have to just do stuff out of habit and trust that you know what you're doing. Alright, so we're going to have to do both of our testing. So I'm going to put this computer down here. Now, what's interesting is while that's booting up, let's grab just something easy. That one's easy. The big deal about what I'm doing is that the game doesn't realize that I don't have a free hard drive to put in. So we only have one flash drive, I'm sorry. We have one flash drive. It's this guy, this USB drive here, thumb drive, dongle, whatever you want to call it. We have one of those, and we can only put it in one machine at a time. But putting it down here where the workstation is, the game assumes this is your new work computer, and we're definitely not using it for that. So here's what we're doing, is we're going to run the scan and 3D mark over here while we work on this guy, and start getting this one worked on. Actually, I think we can be easier if we get, I think the hard drive's over here. So we don't need to remove the old drive, we just need to put that one in. Let's go ahead and get the scanning going, and remove it of all the pr0n. It's riddled with pr0n! And we'll run 3D mark. Beware the pr0n. Alright, so let's go ahead and put in this hard drive. And now we got to connect the cables. As the game progresses, this will be less relevant and less necessary. Whoops. Let's go ahead and close her up. And we're going to need to get all the cables plugged in and get this one going. anytime you put in hardware, it's rather relevant to benchmark it, even if it's something as trivial as a hard drive. I know some people get kind of weird about that. Like, why benchmark every computer? We're going to be doing a lot of benchmarking. And a lot of this strategy of utilizing this workstation and this workstation is going to make things move a lot more smoothly for the time being. Because right now, it's just a matter of we got to wait till stuff opens up kind of a deal. And there might be some mild waiting around just because of that. Hopefully not too much, but you can see we've installed the software. We can shut it down. We can boot it back up. And we can really, before we even run any of the software, we may as well wait for this guy to finish. And then we can get to the repair on this one, which is a graphics card replacement. And the reason why is because, like I said, this test takes about, I'd say about a minute or a minute and a half, maybe. Sometimes it feels longer than that. And maybe it is. I'm not sure off the top of my head. We could time it, but I'm not going to waste your guys' time timing it. But for me, this is like one thing where it's just a little faster to get some of this done. But by level 3 or 4, we'll start looking at the second bench, which will be nice. We'll go ahead and remove all the software because it passed the 3D Mark. So what are we looking for when we run 3D Mark? Well, we're making sure that the computer doesn't, blue screen. Again, it's a stability thing that we're looking for. More so than anything else. Oh, really quick, let's get this over here. Let's boot it up. Let's grab this rig. This is a Vidya card, so Vidya card. So let's go ahead and remove said Vidya card. The power of Vidya. Vidya one way or another. I'm gonna buy you a Vidya one way. A Vidya card one way. Okay, so let's go in. So there's a broken card. There's really not a big point of keeping broken stuff. You may as well just sell it. There are better options later for broken stuff, and even then, that is completely and entirely subjective. If you want to waste your time with it, but that's something to kind of talk about later. So we're gonna boot this one all the way up, and we're gonna run our 3D Mark on this guy. We're also gonna scan for viruses. So you already see a pattern here. As the game progresses, customers are not going to ask for you to benchmark things, and they're not going to ask for you to look for viruses. The catch is that they're going to find them on the machine, and you're going to get yelled at for not making sure you thoroughly check everything. So this is a great habit to get into, and not just in a simulation game, but in real life. If you were really doing this job, this is a good habit to get into. You always check for anything wrong, and you just do it. Who knows, Joe? You might win a buck. But early on, it's not that relevant. They're mostly just, teaching you the game. And you don't need to do the 3D marking. But I'm going to do it anyway, because we're going to get into good habits. Good habits equal good victory. The other thing we need to do is close this. Before I forget. Because that's annoying. As you notice, the game told us that the case was incomplete. And you can't fulfill the job requirement with an incomplete case computer. Alright, so let's go ahead and remove the software here. We'll put the work machine back. Collect on these 3 rigs. These 3 machines. And also, while the other one's still going, we actually will go ahead and buy parts for any new jobs that might be coming in. So this guy is done. Let's boot her up. We'll look into our emails and see what's going on. What do we got? Any new stuff here? Value customer. Here at Megacorp, we know life doesn't always run smoothly, so we provide fee overdraft for all of our customers. Your free overdraft limit is 1,000 smackerinos. Alright, so there is no new jobs for us yet, so that's fine. And we'll wait for this guy to finish and we'll just turn everything in one big fell swoop. Nothing hard. And then, yeah, so all of this upgrade is available for us. And if we did wait 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah, you don't want to wait that 7 to 10 workday or 6 to 7 workday, delivery or what. Actually, what was it, 3 to 5? Yeah, no point. Or whatever, 5-day delivery. The final delivery thing is kind of dumb. Just drop the $30 and get next day, or if you're trying to do a lot of builds in one day, do the big one. Do the big $100 one. There are times and places for all of that. So, all right, let's go in here and let's turn these guys in. $100 for labor. $525 for the labor plus the parts we spent on. So that's the other big thing too, is if you make mistakes with buying parts, it's not the end of the world. Just hold on to those parts. You might have a use for them later. There aren't too many parts where you sit there and go, wow, that was a complete waste of money. And when we complete jobs, we get experience that moves along the tracker. We just hit level 2, and we get access to new parts. So in theory, you want to try to complete every job available in the game without exception. There are a few exclusions to that, but in most cases, you want to complete every job. Alright, so let's go over and make it a brand new day. Which we're not going to get a lot done, so why bother turning the lights on? All we're going to do is boot up the computer, look for some parts, or look for some jobs, more or less. Alright, remove viruses. I need your help. I borrowed my mom's brand new PC, and I think I clicked on something I shouldn't have. Now it's riddled with viruses and pr0n. I need it done before she gets back from her friend's house. Hurry. Labor, $200. That's a lot of money for a virus removal. We'll take it. Hot and broken. I'm not very good at computers, but mine isn't working properly. It's been getting very hot lately and running slower and slower. I don't think I can hear the fan anymore. It lives on the floor of my dusty office. I hope it's not all clogged up. If you do have to replace the fan, please pick the cheapest one. I can't afford anything fancy. Thanks, best Audrey. So yeah, the customers many times will give you clues to what's wrong. Really, what it is we got to replace the air cooler and we got to clean out the dust. So let's go into the shop, and we can sort it by. Usually, we're gonna do most of our sorting by ascending order, from cheapest to most expensive. Boom, and always make sure you accept the jobs you plan on doing. I am giving my daughter my PC, but she needs a lot of RAM, apparently. So she says she needs 16 gigs, and I've currently got 2 gigabytes and 4 RAM slots on my motherboard. So, obviously, this Martoni Value Supreme 2 gig stick's pretty useless. So we have a $140 budget. So let's go into RAM, or memory, and we need to go into, I would say, we have, what is our actual budget here? $70 a stick. And we need to go into the 8 gig range here. We can go with the 2133, but like I said, whenever you can really fulfill the majority budget, if not exact budget, go a little bit more, because look at, this is a faster RAM speed right here. So we'll buy 2 of those. And the shipping is included in the total here, so you can't trust that number in the top corner. Kind of wish they didn't do that. Like, they add this when you get to the cart. But that's what they did, and that's fine. So 140, that's the budget there. And 10, which is the budget for the other job. We're going to go ahead and do next day delivery. Let's accept this job before I forget. We can also look at any PC stats by hitting the PC stats button to see what's on there, to give us some insight into what they need or what rigs they have. And as we get further and further in the game, there's various ways to figure out what you need to do and what you need to buy. Alright, so let's go ahead and make it a new day, and we'll go to work. And look at that, we've got some parts, and we've got our 3 rigs. So again, we're going to remove this computer from here, and we're going to go ahead and pick this guy up. Getting a little bit of lag for some reason, which is odd. So, alright. So for this, I don't know why I opened this. We didn't need to open this guy. It's not Dusty, is it? No, it's not Dusty. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and put this guy down here. We're going to boot her up. And we're going to install Antivirus and 3D Mark. Again, just establishing good habits. And it's not going to waste that much time because we're not doing anything else right now. So, alright, so no restart. Because it's not taking up a space on the table. And you notice I left the lights off. I don't know. I went when I was replaying through this. So I have 2 saves. I have an old save from some time ago. I don't even know if it's that long ago. But it was one of the old saves that I was going to do the big, the big series in. I got to level 20. I stopped playing it for a while. I loaded it up the other day and made a new save. But I was looking at it and I'm like, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to continue this. So, yeah. So, and then there's a newer save that has only it has some hours on it. But it was interesting to kind of see this visual and update and everything, which is just a really nice update. All right, so let's clean this guy out, and we got to replace the air cooler. Now, we could just actually do this first. Boom. Get rid of that. It's not even worth $1. Plug it in. Let's go ahead and keep cleaning here. I was kind of rambling about my older saves. They're not really relevant. And also, we're playing with the radio off because there's a lot of copywritten music in this game and stuff like that. And it uses like real radio channels, I think. So, you know, it's more for your entertainment to have the music going. And I find this game somewhat therapeutic. Sometimes I get a little annoyed with it, though. But most of the time, it's therapeutic. Most simulation games are very therapeutic. It's hard to describe it in any other way than that, really. All right. Boot it up. Again, we're going to run virus scan, and we're going to benchmark it. May as well install it while we're waiting for that one to almost finish up. It'll be done before this is completely installed, which will be nice. And then we'll put it in the other spot, and then we'll, you know, bring the other machines back. You're seeing a pattern here. Luckily, once we get the second bench, we're not going to have to do this swapping of the workstation bench that often. Usually, in the time it takes to fix one machine, you're running something on another, so it's not usually a big deal. But it is a nice kind of way to get that second workstation going for your long period scans and hardware testing and stuff. Stability testing. So this guy is done. Let's go ahead and put this back out here. Whoops, we're not ready for you yet. Let's go ahead and put you down there. And this one is the RAM upgrade. We'll just get it open here. There we go. Prawn free and proud. Let's do that. And for you, my friend, we will give you the good RAM. Now, what's really interesting is that you get to keep all of your used parts that you rip out from other machines. I don't know if anybody actually runs a home mom and pop computer repair shop or works at one. Let me know if that's actually a real practice. I always thought you got your old hardware back. But then again, like maybe that's part of the keep the cost of labor down. Hey, we'll keep your old parts, and that we take some money off the labor and da-da-da. I don't know. I don't think that's really a practice. It doesn't seem like a practice to me, but I'm not in the industry, so I wouldn't know. All right, so now we're going to get this guy installed and set up. Because like I said, it's a good habit to get into right at this part of the game. And eventually we're going to even get like a star rating system. And we'll lose access to jobs or gain access to jobs based on how high our rating is. So the higher our rating is as a company, the more different and harder jobs and better paying jobs we can get. So having a high rating is actually really good in this game, and you want to stay on point with that. And so, like I said, it's good to get into the habit of doing things this way. Even though they didn't ask for us to do that work, we're doing that work. All right, now we can sit with the lights off. La 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 la. I like it because what it was before was when you turned the lights off, you couldn't see a damn thing almost. Very, very rough. You can actually do a lot of your work in the dark, but I don't know if you actually save money doing that. I don't remember if you save a lot of money doing that or not. So we're going to finish up this rig here. Roop, roop. And get it the hell out of my shop. Get our actual work rig back in here. And we're just going to wait this out a wee bit. Alright. Let's take a look here. 2, 3. Looking for an upgrade. This dude, my PC is super slow. Yawn. Okay, this is a reoccurring quest, and you can see there's a 1-star requirement which we meet. The game is letting us meet it anyway. I'm hoping for 8 gigs of memory. If you can stretch it to that. My brother has Team Group in his PC. Says they're the best. It's urgent, so please hurry. So we need to put Team Group in his PC. He's giving us $70 to do this. Well, he has Sheen Titan, not Team Group. So we need to go into Team Group. And you can see here it's the RAM. The 8 gig stuff is right here. It's $70. That's all we're gonna need. So yeah, because once you get into the faster speeds, the price goes up. So $70. We accept the quest. The quest to fix. The quest to upgrade. Hi, are you available for a job? I need my PC cleaning. Typo. Is that something you offer? It seems to be running quite warm. In terms of time, can you get it done in 3 days? I'm not going to read the dates on that. Those plastic black cables look really nice. My son is always going on about 3D Mark. What is that? So obviously you want to run 3D Mark. You need to reconfigure all of the cables in his case for black. Plastic black, which we have black, white, and gray right now. And we got to get it done in 3 days. So this one's got special requirements that we have to fulfill. Luckily, we don't have to buy anything, but we still have to fulfill the requirements. So let's go ahead and buy that. All right, this guy's done. While we're sitting here, let's change our cables out. Because what do we got right now? What are we using for cabling? Can't really tell. I'm assuming it's black, but we're going to grab sleeved black anyway. All right, plain sleeved. The plain plastic, it's just they want plastic cables, not braided, which you have to buy. All right, so this rig is done. See, look at this. We're plowing through these jobs. It's a shame they're not always going to be this easy. Let's go ahead and power that down. And it's out. Let's go ahead and collect on these bad boys. Sweet. Sweet. And sweet. And look at that. 3 sets of new parts. Looks like RAM. Air cooler and a video card. And a video card, I believe. Alright, so we're done for today. What the hell? Oh, yeah. Wait, what? I thought we turned this in. See, sometimes this game gets weird glitches, and I don't know why. Let me just boot it up really quick and see if it's still there. Okay, well, we're done with it. I think they're supposed to send like a thank you email, but whatever. This happens sometimes in this game. It's just not every game is without its glitches. Go to work. There are games with no glitches. No, you just haven't found them yet, fool. All right, really quick. This is a clean out dust one, but we're also going to run the usual suspects: the 3D Mark and the antiviral software. So let's go ahead and make some room. And let's see here. Really, all we got to do is clean out. We don't have to put the installation stuff on until we move it to the other area here. The lights. That might help. Now I can see clearly now. The lights are on. And now I can see all the dust that is in our way. Alright, so let's clean this bitch out. Cleaning. Squeaky clean. So squeaky. Alright, so let's go ahead and close her up. And then we're going to go ahead and do our usual suspects. Alright, so let's pick her up, put her here, power her up. Now this one's got a little bit more work than just what we need to do to it, the upgrade, the RAM upgrade. Look at how there's white cables throughout the entire rig. We've got to make changes to that. You don't need to touch any of the files or folders. They don't do anything, so just ignore them. I can't stress that enough. Let's go ahead and make sure we change out the RAM first and foremost with the new stuff. And what we need to do is we need to remove all the cabling. Now, the cabling is going to be all the cabling from the motherboard to the power supply has to be taken off to replace it with black cabling. If we do not do this, you will receive a lower rating than you should and than you deserve. And again, just one freaking little thing can set the game off. So you might see me make saves before turning in computers and work, just because it becomes problematic because the game's a dick. And it is, I do mean that the game's kind of is that anal that you get a 4-star out of 5 because you didn't change one freaking cable in the computer. So you really have to be meticulous and check everything. And when you start getting into solid states where they kind of stick the hard drives in places that are not normally places you would think to look, you can sometimes miss a cable. So the game gets a little meticulous and freaking like just devastates your access to those 5-star missions. And I guarantee you it's going to happen. It always does. There's always some reason I can't get a job done because of something, and it's hard to say why. If it's just the game is designed that way or you have to earn it back, but what we're going to do is we're going to try to ace as many of these rigs as possible as we can, and as we can get away with. Alright, let's go ahead and close this back up. I think everything's plugged in, yeah. And what we're also going to do is we put in RAM that is not the bare minimum 2133 or whatever it was. Anything that's at 2400 and higher, usually you want to make sure you're getting the best performance out of your memory. Even if it's for a customer, I don't know if it'll show up later, where if we don't put the right speeds of the RAM in the machine, or set the machines up for their highest possible RAM output, will the game punish you? I haven't run into that yet out of any of the experiences I have playing the game, so I would assume it doesn't punish you, but it's hard to say. It's better to be safe than sorry. So what we do is we hold F2 on our real keyboard, not the game's, you get the idea. And we're now in the BIOS here. We're going to go to RAM. XMP is a nice quick way to get your RAM where you need it. Can you overclock RAM? Yes, you can. There's not a big reason to do it early on in the game. Your goal ultimately is to just make sure you're making good headway in getting these rigs fixed. Alright, let's scan this guy. I think we... Hold on. I think we did this. I think we checked this whole thing, so we really just need to finish up. Yeah, okay. Clean. Run the hardware. Power. Alright. And as we level up, we're going to get more access to more responsibilities and things that we can do. Missing thermal paste. Hi there, I bought a PC from you 6 months ago from Tim, ? It's been overheating every time I try to do anything on it. I took a look under the CPU cooler and there's no thermal paste. What kind of Mickey Mouse bullshit business you run here, son? I demand that you fix this for free and this time test the PC before you send it out. Regards, Dr. Waterman. So obviously we gotta reapply the thermal paste and run 3D marks. Simple job, not that hard. PC not turning on. I hope you can help. My computer stopped working the other day and now it won't turn on at all. Please, can you have a look at it for me? I think it might be the motherboard. Yeah. If it needs a new one, I know it needs a Skylake socket. Replace motherboard. Budget's $100. That's an easy one to figure out. $100 motherboard. That's the only motherboard that's $100. Even though he said it's a Skylake socket. We're going to talk more about sockets and those kind of things when we get there. Hey, I recently upgraded my PC, but it's not working properly. The computer boots okay, but when I try to benchmark it or run a game on the computer, it crashes. I haven't replaced my power supply unit. Could my new parts be drawing too much power? Please help. Darmian. Not sure if that's a real name or not, but sure, why not? So we need to buy a better power supply. This is a big thing. You need to keep track of your wattages. And I say that weirdly, but... or wattage. You need to keep track of rig wattage and usage, because you could run into a problem where you have parts that don't support the wattage. So power supplies are really important parts. Some people shine them off as not that relevant. They are very relevant. Wattage is valuable. Alright, so we have everything that we need to do these 3 jobs, whether it's just manual labor or parts. Let's go ahead and order said parts. So these 3 things are in transit. This guy should be done. Let's get her done. Get her done. And let's make sure we don't need to do anything else. Yeah, we put in the team group stuff. So, yeah, these should be done to the specifications of the customers. Oh. Boom. And let's get her out of my shop. Alright, so let's collect. Get some. Alright, shut it down. I think we have enough time to do one more day's worth of work. So let's get to it. So far, so good. Look at that. We're already, I think, over a week in or so. Yeah. And the power supply and the mother belt. So let's do the thermal paste first, because this is really the one that needs to get looked at and sorted out. It'll be quick. The motherboard will probably be the second one, because it has the most stuff that's got to be connected and whatnot. So, alright. Or, we do the motherboard last. Might be an option. Might be the better option. Alright, so this is pretty much done. But we gotta run 3D Mark, or this guy's panties will get all in a bunch. So let's move this out here. Motherboard 1, which one are you? That. We'll do the motherboard one last. Let's go ahead and run 3D Mark in our antivirus. I don't know why I keep saying antiviral. Let's do the best way to get to power supply on this case, I think, is from the back. Boop. And nope. There we go. Let's unplug all the cables. Oh, I hate these things. Whoever made this as part of the design is an idiot. There's got to be a better way to install a power supply than to put a power supply like mounting bracket in it. Alright, so power down, power up. And really quick, it's not broken, it's just that. Okay. That's in. Yeah, it's not a broken power supply, it's just not enough power. Boom. Run it. And then we install this guy. So, plugging it all back in, we go. Boom. 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 And nope, not yet. We gotta. Sometimes you gotta put stuff in a certain order. So let's put this bracket on. I hate this design. I don't know why I do. I'm sure some people don't mind it so much, but for me, it's just annoying, and it's just the way that it. Alright. So much extra crap to screw in. Alright, let's go ahead and boot it up and at least get everything installed on it, as I did not plug in the power. And we're not going to run 3D Mark here, but we are going to do everything else. Set everything up. So he's got 3D Mark Advanced, which means we have to leave it on there when we send the machine back. So this one's only going to be the removal of the virus scanning software, which actually we'll do now. We'll put it on, we'll run it, remove it right away. That way we don't have any issues and have to worry about it. This guy's still working its way, almost done there. Let's run it. Done. Remove. And we're clear. Let's go ahead and remove the garbage. The garbage. Boop. I don't know if those are real people or CG people, and if they are real people, they look kind of creepy, and if they're CG people, they look even creepier. Alright. Let's get that back out in the hallway. Let's put that down there, get this stuff running. And then we've got a big motherboard fix. So the whole taking apart a motherboard and putting one back together is going to probably take the entire time of that 3D Mark scan. So the 3D Mark test, the benchmarking. So hold on to your butts, and if you're really hot, hold on to mine. All right, so let's get this done here. Doop. Unplug all the cables going to just the motherboard. You don't have to unplug everything going to the power supply. You don't have to unplug all the power supply. Just the motherboard is enough. Whoop. Whoop. So we remove the motherboard and we remove the mounting screws. I think that's what these are called. And then we're going to go in, and you can see it's broken. Boop. Put in the new one. And now we have the luxury of reinstalling everything that was on here. Now, most cases, that's not a problem. You know, we kept track. We know it has 2 sticks of RAM. We obviously going to put that in. And if we go to PC parts, usually, not all the time, but usually customers' parts that are working show up down in this area with the little sticky tag on it, which is nice and an easy way to remind us of what belonged to them. You'll notice, though, it doesn't happen with the coolers, though, for some reason, as often as the game progresses. The coolers seem to, for some reason, get, like, the shaft, and they stop telling you whose cooler belonged to who for some reason. I don't know why that happened. I don't know if that's an oversight. Even if it is, it's a small one. It's negligible. But it is something that's kind of funny, that you could put in a different color cooling unit, and they don't usually notice. We're not going to actually do that practice because maybe it's something that was fixed, but it doesn't play through like that every time. So we've got this sucker installed. Let's run the usual suspects. This guy is done. We don't need to uninstall that for reasons. Let's take it out because it came with that pre-installed. Let's go ahead and get that on there. Let's go ahead and take a look. So we got 2 more rigs. Clean out dust and 8 gigs of RAM. But we'll look at those more closely in a minute. Let's get this started. Run the scan. Cool. Alright, let's see what we got here. I've not been looking after my PC. Can you clean up for me? I might need a bit of a clean. Can you finish it before tomorrow? If you can, I'd love some plastic black cables in there. My son is always going on about 3D marks. So, this is another easy one. 3D mark and cleaning and plastic cabling. That labor, though, is like a big middle finger for that kind of work, but sure. Because they just expect you to nicely do the cable thing, but they're not going to pay you for your time. Alright, upgrade to 8 gigs of RAM. Things aren't working fast enough. I want 8 gigs of RAM. Can you get it installed quickly? I've never cleaned it out. Is that okay? So obviously we're going to have to clean this dude's rig out. He's got 4 gigs of team group, so we're just going to put in the same thing, same color just to be safe. I don't think color is an issue, but I just do it out of habit. This is 2400 4 gig. 2400 4 gig. Boop. And we accept. So far we're not getting too many jobs back to back to back to back to back, but we are getting jobs. And the game's going to start throwing more work at us as we progress here. So let's go ahead and collect on this guy. Still waiting on that one to finish. He should be fine. And we get Bongle. Bongle, I don't usually install Bongle, but for the most part, because you got to buy it, and it's like, I don't give a fuck what these people have to say. But you can see up here in the top right corner, we've got our 5-star rating. Well, we don't have 5-star. We're a 1.5 because Uncle Tim left this place as a fucking dump heap. So, yeah. So we might buy this later, but we're not going to use it now. I know I clicked away from that. I'm not going to read every single email thoroughly like that, but it's Uncle Tim telling us about the rating system and pretty much how it works. And look at that. When we level up, we unlocked the Ryzen quad cores, a better set of motherboards, and I believe these are the specific things that we unlocked. So that's really cool. Next upgrade, we get the quick screw tool as an optional upgrade. Always fun when that might actually happen, because some of those upgrades make this game go a lot faster too. So we're going to go ahead and remove the usual suspects that we've used here to fix this machine. And then we're going to power this down, put her out in the hall because we're done, son. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. And look at that. We're $2,000 in the green. We've got some new cards. We've aced every one of these so far. So I'm pretty happy with myself. As we should be, because we're getting there. Now we have access to this to build a second workbench at $1,500. We're going to want to get this as soon as possible. That way we don't need to go and rely on moving that rig out of the room too often. Unless all we have is like a scan or a dust job or something simple. But yeah, so we'll be getting our second table hopefully soon. We don't want to get too in the negative. We also got to pay our utility bill upon the motto, and that could not go. That may not go well for us, depending on if we left something on. But it's only been a week and 2 days, 3 days if you count this day, so it shouldn't be too bad. So anyway, I want to thank you guys for stopping by. I'm your host, the RPG Guy. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Check out my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/JackTartStudios for tabletop games, live role-playing JRPGs, playthroughs of retro games and modern, and all kinds of and simulation. I try out new simulation games there. And we also have Hobo Blind Plays, is a buddy of mine, Hobo Headcrab. He missed out on a huge generation of really cool JRPGs, and right now he's doing Grandia 2. He'll be getting into Chrono Trigger soon, and he's really eager to get into that. So, and I'm eager to see it because he's just been blown away by all these games that he's missed out on. So thanks for stopping by, guys, and we'll see you next time. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Please take a moment to check out more episodes from the RPG Guy, Tuesday Night Team Up, and more. And please subscribe. Always support the channels you enjoy watching, and while you're at it, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Google+. Keep on gaming hard. See you next time.